And welcome back to ABC 7 Extra Sunday, everyone. I'm Mark Ross, and my guest tonight, Layla Melendez, the CEO of Workforce Solutions Borderplex. Layla, let's look at what Workforce Solutions Borderplex considers hot jobs in the El Paso market. And I guess first of all, explain what defines a hot job.
So there are literally hundreds of different types of jobs, but we look at what makes a hot job by three factors. One, there is existing demand today, so we look at how many job openings there are today. So we consider anything over 20 job openings is one of those criteria. If there is at least a 10% job growth in the next 10 years. So there's demand today, and there will be demand in the future. And the last thing is that their entry wage is at least a living wage, and again, we have a different definition for that. So if those three criteria are met, it's considered a hot job. And today we have about 60 hot jobs, job categories in El Paso. And so we publish that list out every year, and we track how many job openings there are for that. And one of our top hot jobs, and they range across all industries, in healthcare, in manufacturing, and in computers.
Okay, so let's take a look at the list here, and you can kind of explain where some of the job fields are that you're seeing growth coming up in the next 10 years. Talk a little bit about that.
So this list, you can find it on our website, and it breaks it down by different industry and the different types of job categories within those industries. So there are computer science, engineering and professional services, healthcare, education, public sector, and in construction and manufacturing.
All right, you mentioned a living wage for these types of positions. What is considered a living wage?
We define a living wage. We take that formula based on the household, the typical size of a household in El Paso, and what two individuals would need in order to have an income that they do not rely on government assistance. So we take that formula, update that every year, and determine that our living wage this year is about $17.74 an hour.
Okay. What percentage of jobs in El Paso would you say provide a living wage right now?
What percentage of those jobs? Probably about, and I'd have to do the quick number, but it's probably about maybe 40% of the different types of jobs and different occupations are at above a living wage.
Now, we spoke in the last segment about the 247 El Pasoans who are losing their jobs due to the end of a government contract. Talk a little bit about unemployment insurance, and can you give us an idea of how many claims are being handled? We have a graphic up here that'll help.
Sure. So although Workforce Solutions, we do not process unemployment claims ourselves. Those go through the Texas Workforce Commission, but we do get those individuals referred to us so that we can help them get back on their feet. But we are seeing in this graphic the different type. On the very far right, you can see the percentage of people in those brackets that are currently filing for unemployment. So we track per job category, and so right now what we are seeing in our unemployment is that it is, I think there's a perception that individuals that file for unemployment or have been on unemployment may have a lower education level, and that is not the case. Something that we are seeing really across the state is there are individuals that are being transitioned or laid off for different reasons that do have education and credentials. So those are we track, and we support them to getting back into the workforce.
Still ahead, if you're looking for work, we'll show you what Workforce Solutions Borderplex can do to help you get that job, and we'll also answer some viewer questions. Stay with us. You're watching ABC 7 Extra Sunday.